Welcome to July 16th, a quick update on the allotment. First thing I'm going to mention is the beetroot here. I've already picked some, and the Pablo variety here, as you can see, they're doing very well. I'm not going to let these grow too large, just crop them when they're right and ready, which is about now, middle of July. Here we have the Pablo beetroot having been picked, washed, and all ready for preparation for cooking. This is the first time I've grown tomatoes likely to have any success. A few branches on them did snap, and I basically then just used, you can just see the repair there. I basically just used a medical surgical tape, taped them, and just basically supported the branches like with a forked stick, as you can see. Plenty of extra flowers on them. I've got about 6 of these, and I put them basically in plastic bags you could use for growing potatoes, but basically with compost. I'm just feeding them using tomato plant food. Hopefully this year have some success. My broad beans were planted here, seeds done in April and May, and as and when each time I come along I've just been cropping them, and they seem to be doing, as you can see, very well this year. Hardly had any problems with the pests at all. The red currants, been picking as many as I can. Got a load more of these trusses, as you can see, ready again, and I'll just keep on picking to keep them going, to making red currant jam and for using in baking. Just got the last of the black currants to come in. They don't come on heavy crops or trusses, but basically these have been extremely tasty. Been making some jam with them. This is this evening's red currants, broad beans, some summer fruiting, raspberries and black currants, all ready for sorting out when I get home. Various projects to make. Just in passing, the pear Burr Hardy are doing very well. Removed anything with any rust on it, and basically kept them fed and not overwatered, but just made sure that they're staked and protected. My favourite apple this year has been the Red Discovery. It came back from the dead last year, had nothing on it last year, but I learned how to prune it properly. So this year she's rewarded me, and should have a nice healthy crop of these apples maturing nicely. Also looking forward to the Bramleys from this tree, which is a co-pollinator. These ones seem to come on a bit earlier, but the Red Discovery was lagging behind, but never mind. The Bramley, of course, comes from local, from Southwell or Seville, just down the road. That's where the tree originated from. Silver Chard's doing really well, as you can see. Shall be picking some tonight. I'll just lightly boil it, and it just adds a nice bit of greens to you, and you want part of your 5 a day. Here we have this evening's crop of white chard, all ready for taking home. Just taking a little bit off each plant, basically just 1 leaf off each plant, allow the rest of the plant to live. Looking forward to these dwarf French purple beans. Thought they might be a bit fancy for down here, but they've come on a treat. I'm very happy here. I keep feeding them with my homemade fertiliser, which is made from comfrey. There's the comfrey there at the back fence, up against the picket fence. Chop it up, put it in some water, let it rot down, strain it, and they've come on beautiful. Purple sprouting broccoli has made a nice recovery now, and basically this was put in the beginning of June, and I grew these from seed myself back home, and I'm now happy to say it seems to have recovered from all the insect attacks, and it should be doing well. Should get a crop next year. The red Hinamaki gooseberries this year, they'll be a good crop, not as big as last year's, because we've actually pruned them correctly in order to prolong the life of them. They've had plenty of chicken manure and feed, you know, over winter. Basically just not not allowed them to overcrowd and cleared the crown out, so you've got a proper shape to them, which is a goblet shape, as we've taken advice from all you other allotment people. Thank you. Looking forward to a nice load of elderberry juice I can make out of this beauty. The elder tree, which I've fertilised with my comfrey, and basically this year should be the best ever for the elder. Grows beautiful down here by the River Trent, it really. These are a summer fruiting variety of raspberry. I've left some of these lower ones, like this one, for the wildlife. The fledglings are very hungry here. We've got blackbirds, we've got robins feeding. Wood pigeons are always hungry, of course, with their babies, and any number of birds such as song thrushes, etc. So I always try to leave some of the crops, usually the lower ones, or even if they're very soft, I'll throw them on the ground for the fledglings to feed on, because I do feel that's our responsibility on an allotment. And this has been this has given me a nice, lovely crop. These were already on this allotment, strangled by weeds at the bottom. I transplanted these raspberries, and they paid me back. This is good old stinking comfrey fertiliser. Basically it's comfrey leaves. You chop them up, put them inside an old container, like a bird fat ball container or chicken manure pellet container, fill it right to the top with water and leave it to rot for a couple of weeks. Then basically you drain off, dilute 1 in 10, fill it up again with water, and you might have another lot as well until the smell's gone. Perfect fertiliser, because comfrey have deep tap roots that take up trace minerals and trace elements, so it's a fantastic fertiliser for your allotment. Homemade insecticide. It contains garlic, rosemary, lemon balm, lots of mint, and and some basil as well, and also bay leaves, all chopped up. I've used my shears to chop it up, and I've basically just been stirring it, soaking it in this old chicken manure bucket. As and when I want to use it, I'll just strain it and then add a bit of detergent to my spray. I've used an old weed killer spray, washed out. Gives a beautiful fine mist, and it's great for treating those plants which can be affected by ants and insects, as long as it's not too close to crop. Always nice to grow this beauty here, passion flowers. They sort of die back over the winter. I've grown enough Roman chamomile this year to put me to sleep at about 11 PM. I have a little cup, tiny bit of honey in it, a bit of hot water, put it through a strainer, makes a beautiful nightcap. Nighty night. That's it for this evening, July 16th. I hope you enjoyed my quick update on the allotment here near the River Trent. Stayed up a little bit late and made red currant and orange jam with a hint of raspberry. In this one used the zest of the orange as well as the orange juice as well, and also added that we had an apple that had fallen down, an old well, it was a Bramley, so used that for a little bit of extra pectin. Lots of seeds in these if you like your seeds, from red currant, and the raspberries of course.